Welcome friends to the current affairs latest updates video. So today's first question is, when is National Reading Day celebrated? And the options are option A 16th June, option B 19th June, option C 17th June, and option D 18th June. And the correct answer is option B, that is 19th June. Let's have a look to the explanation. The country has celebrated National Reading Day, India 2021 on June 19, 2021. National Reading Day is an annual event that falls on the death anniversary of P.N. Panikkar, the man behind the library movement in Kerala. Friday was the 26th edition of the National Reading Day. Let's move on to our next question. Which country has topped the IMD's World Competitiveness Index 2021? And the options are option A Denmark, option B Sweden, option C Switzerland, and option D Hungary. So the correct answer is option C, that is Switzerland. Let's have a look to the explanation. World Competitiveness Ranking list comprises a total of 64 nations. Innovation, digitalization, welfare benefits and social cohesion were key to economic performance in the 2021 ranking. Switzerland topped the 2021 ranking, followed by Sweden at second place. India maintained its 43 rank on the World Competitiveness Index 2021 compiled by the Institute of Management Development (IMD). Our next question is, which mission has been approved by the Union Cabinet to study the impact of climate change on biodiversity? And the options are option A Gap Ocean Mission, option B Deep Ocean Mission, option C Glow Ocean Mission, and option D none of these. So the correct answer is option B. So let's have a look to the explanation. New Delhi, the Union Cabinet on Wednesday approved Deep Ocean Mission to study biodiversity impact of climate change and establish an offshore marine station to explore source of thermal energy. Cabinet approves the proposal of the Ministry of Earth Sciences on Deep Ocean Mission with a view to explore deep ocean for resources and develop deep sea technologies for sustainable use of ocean resources, a government spokesperson said after the cabinet meeting. Let's move on to our next question. With which country India has signed an agreement to develop cooperation in the field of environment? And the options are option A Bhutan, option B Bangladesh, option C Nepal, and option D Myanmar. So the correct answer is option A, that is Bhutan. Let's have a look to the explanation. India and Bhutan inked on MOU for developing cooperation between two countries in the area of environment. The MOU was signed virtually by Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change Prakash Javadekar from the Indian side and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Chairperson of the National Environment Commission, Liampo Dr. Tandi Dorji, from the Bhutanese side. Let's move on to our next question. Who has started a customized crash course for COVID-19 frontline workers? And the options are option A Rajnath Singh, option B Narendra Modi, option C Ramnath Kovind, and option D Vijay Shankar. So the correct answer is option B, that is Narendra Modi. Let's have a look to the explanation. The Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi launched customized crash course program for COVID-19 frontline workers today via video conferencing. The training program would be conducted in 111 training centers spread over 26 states. About 1 lakh frontline workers will be trained in this initiative. So moving on towards our next question. Recently, the central government has decided to form how many companies instead of Ordnance Manufacturing Board? And the options are option A 5, option B 7, option C 4, and option D 8. So the correct answer is option B, that is 7. So let's move on to the explanation. The cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, on Wednesday cleared the corporatization of the Ordnance Factory Board into 7 companies, paving the way for them to more cost efficient, productive, and profitable, besides increasing competitiveness, a person familiar with the matter said. Let's move on to our next question. Recently, ABD has given a loan of $250 million to which country to help finance reform? And the options are option A Australia, option B Malaysia, option C Bangladesh, and option D Afghanistan. And the correct option is option C, that is Bangladesh. So let's have a look to the explanation. The Asian Development Bank (ADB) on Friday approved a $250 million policy-based loan to the government of Bangladesh to help finance reforms aimed at improving the inclusiveness and responsiveness of the country's social development and resilience program. Let's move on to our next question. Recently, the WHO has identified a variant Lambda of COVID-19 in how many countries? And the options are option A 29, option B 18, option C 27, and option D 19. So the correct answer is option A, that is 29. Let's have a look to the explanation. A new variant of the coronavirus named Lambda has been classified as a global variant of interest by the World Health Organization. Describing the variant, the WHO has said it was first identified in Peru, where 81% of COVID-19 cases since April 2021 were associated with the variant. Now the same variant has also been identified in 29 countries and notably in South America, where it is believed to have originated, it said. So moving on towards our next question. When is Goa Revolution Day celebrated? And the options are option A 16th June, option B 19th June, option C 17th June, and option D 18th June. So the correct answer is option D, that is 18th June. Let's have a look to the explanation. 18th June has special significance for the people of Goa. It was on this day in the year 1946 the suppressed patriotic feelings of Goans had manifested into a mass revolution which eventually saw the liberation of this part of our country on 19 December 1961. The people of Goa under the leadership of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia stood united against the oppressive system of the colonial rule in Goa to fight for civil liberties. Our next question is, at what age the great Indian sprinter Milkha Singh passed away recently? And the options are option A 88, option B 91, option C 90, option D 89. So the correct answer is option B, that is 91. Let's have a look to the explanation. Legendary Indian sprinter Milkha Singh died on Friday due to post-COVID complications. He was being treated at the Postgraduate Institute of Medical Education and Research. The 91-year-old had tested positive for COVID-19 on May 19, but was in home isolation at his Chandigarh residence after revealing that he was asymptomatic. Let's move on to our next question. Which country's cricketer Kevin O'Brien has announced his retirement from ODIs? And the options are option A Ireland, option B Zimbabwe, option C New Zealand, option D Kenya. So the correct answer is option A, that is Ireland. Let's have a look to the explanation. Ireland all-rounder Kevin O'Brien has announced his retirement from the Day Internationals, admitting that he no longer has the hunger and love for the format needed to compete. The 37-year-old Dubliner, who remains available for the Test and T20 cricket, won 53 caps in the 50-over format, scoring over 3,000 runs and taking a national record 114 wickets in the format with his lively medium pace. Our next question is, recently in which state of India the first case of green fungus has came to the fore? And the options are option A Hyderabad, option B Maharashtra, option C Andhra Pradesh, and option D Madhya Pradesh. So the correct answer is option D, that is Madhya Pradesh. So let's have a look to the explanation. Indore. After black and white fungus, a case of green fungus is reported in the district with a 34-year-old patient admitted to a private medical college on Tuesday. The patient was not responding well to the treatment as his lungs was 90% infected. He was airlifted to Hinduja Hospital in Mumbai, said Dr. Doshi. Dr. Doshi said it is the first case of green fungus in Madhya Pradesh. So let's move on to our next question. Who has become the youngest female player to score 2 half centuries? And the options are option A Amrita Singh, option B Monica Garg, option C Shafali Verma, and option D Madhurima Ghosh. And the correct answer is option C, that is Shafali Verma. Let's have a look to the explanation. Shafali broke Australia's Jess Jonassen record of scoring 2 half-centuries on debut when she was 22 years old in 2015. Shafali has dazzled the cricket world while playing her first senior competitive match with the red ball on the third day of the match. She was batting on 58 not out of 68 balls at stumps on the third day of the match after India were forced to follow on. Let's move on to our next question. Who has been sworn in as the chief prosecutor in the International Criminal Court? And the options are: Option A, Mukesh Sharma. Option B, Karim Khan. Option C, Ashish Chandorkar. And option D, Rahul Khattar. So the correct answer is option B, that is Karim Khan. Let's have a look to the explanation. The Hague. British lawyer Karim Khan was sworn in Wednesday as the new chief prosecutor for the International Criminal Court, pledging to reach out to nations that are not members of the court and to try to hold trials in countries where crimes are committed. Khan, a 51-year-old English lawyer, has years of experience in international law as a prosecutor, investigator, and defense attorney. Our next question is: which country has recently announced to provide vaccines passport for its travelers? And the options are: option A, Russia. Option B, Britain. Option C, France. And option D, Japan. So the correct answer is option D, that is Japan. So let's have a look to the explanation. Japan said on Thursday it will make a vaccine passport available from next month for Japanese travelers as government around the world experiment with ways to relaunch tourism and business trips. We are preparing to issue a certificate of vaccination for those who need one when they visit foreign countries. Top government spokesman Katsunobu Kato told reporters. If any one of you wants to know about these questions and answer in detail, then check the description box. I have provided the links of each and every question's answer with their explanation. If you want, then click on the link to view the page to gain more knowledge. This is all for today's video. Let's meet again in our next video of current affairs updates. Till then, thanks for watching and stay safe, stay at home.